I don't know how you feel about it. I don't want to lean one way or the other because I just want to know your thoughts on this. Here's Michael Malone, Nuggets coach. We were all looking forward to Nuggets, Sixers, Joker, Embiid. Here we go. It didn't happen. It led to a round of commentary, but here's Nuggets coach Michael Malone talking about
it. We found out very late, and again, I don't know how you go from being active, available, to out. And I'm sure the league will do their due diligence, and because that's frowned upon. And we've had situations this year where we've talked to the league, and they told us if a player goes from being active to out, there's going to be an investigation. So, I'm sure that'll happen. And I'm sure that Joel hurt his knee in the Indiana game. Like, that's real. We watched the game. He hurt his knee in that Indiana game. So I'm sure he is hurt. But it's just really tough when a player and a team that, like us, preparing for them, and then all of a sudden, last minute, he's out.
Oh, so what you saying, preacher? Make it plain, preacher. What you saying? Okay. We confused here in the congregation. Are you saying that Joel Embiid is ducking the Joker? Are you saying that something they knew he was hurt, but then they just wanted to make you prepare and waste your time? What are you saying? And Vinnie Goodwill, what are you saying? Is there a chance that Embiid was ducking Joker? Which seems outrageous to me, but what's your opinion?
I mean, the numbers are the numbers. He has not played in Denver since 2019. And since we're on, movie references today, or at least I am, Michael Malone being up there, you know what it reminded me of? You know what he reminded me of, Michael Holley? He reminded me of one of those opening scenes in one of my favorite movies, Mo Better Blues, where Shadow Henderson was just up there with the sax, and he's just going and going and going.
Yeah.
And Bleak walks to the back, and Spike Lee is like, "What's up with your mans with these 3-hour-long solos? Grandstanding. It's your band." Michael Malone, was that grandstanding or was that competition? Because the Nuggets are in a dogfight in the Western Conference, mind you, right? They're in a dogfight to get to that number one seed. They're third. They got to leapfrog Oklahoma City and the Minnesota Timberwolves, who I'm confident that they probably will do if they decide to put their mind to it. So you need to get as many wins as you can. You don't have time to be worried about Nikola Jokic being ducked by Joel Embiid unless you know that your guy wanted to get his get back and guaranteed that he was going to get his get back and y'all were going to win the game anyway. Nikola Jokic would never say that out loud, but he would say that to his coach, right? And I do think there's an element of, maybe Joel Embiid's knee flared up in that mile-high altitude. I'm not a medical expert. I don't know how this stuff works.
It's been flaring up for 5 years, right? I mean, he ain't played there since 2019. Always flare up.
You know what it is? You know how I look at that? You know how I look at that? We crack on Doc Rivers for the 3-1 things, right? Doc Rivers, when he gets a 3-1 lead, y'all know what's going to happen. Each of those situations has its own story. But the macro doesn't look good. The aggregate doesn't look good. For Joel Embiid, one of those years he had COVID, I believe. He wasn't going to play in health and safety protocols back in those days when we, cared about our health. You know what I mean? So you can't say he was ducking them there. I don't think he caught COVID on purpose. You know what I mean? But when you consider that he hasn't played there since 2019, when you consider that he's put up 40-point games against Jokic in Philly and then was AWOL in those games in Denver, you're going to have people asking the questions, especially Michael Holley. When you consider this, Joel Embiid is not at the stage, not only from a team standpoint or individually, where he can afford to miss games. Because of the 65-game rule, he cannot continue to miss games. He's like 4 or 5 games away from being ineligible for All-NBA, ineligible for MVP. And to make matters even more dire, they are tied with the Cleveland Cavaliers for 5th in the Eastern Conference. The New York Knicks leapfrogged them last night for 3rd. So not only can you not afford to miss games for MVP, you don't want to find yourself in the first round not having home court advantage. Or then, even if you do get home court advantage in the first round, right, you got to play the Boston Celtics in round 2. And we've seen those movies. So Joel Embiid needs to play, not just because he's valuable to the league, but because he's valuable to his own damn team.
Well, speaking of movies, we'll just say goodbye on this. Since you brought up the Mo Better Blues reference, Bleak Gilliam's problem was not Shadow Henderson playing too long. That wasn't his problem with Shadow.
What was his
Bleak
problem
had a
with
different
Shadow?
problem.
What was Bleak's problem with Shadow?
Well, there was the Clark issue. You know, remember, you know, Shadow and Clark, and Bleak wasn't down with that. I mean, like, what's Shadow doing around Clark? He was always around Clark, and
Shadow won Mo Better Blues. Shadow won that movie.
But Bleak, okay, maybe his career ended. Maybe he walked off the stage in shame. He couldn't play anymore, but he became a whole person. He became a better person. He became a husband. He became a father. He raised a young musician. No?
Shadow won Mo Better Blues. Look, that was one of the saddest scenes ever. Watching Bleak try to play that trumpet.
Oh, that was sad. You still the man, Bleak. Love you, Bleak.
I won't sell it. I won't sell it.
I won't sell it. All right, Vinnie. That was great. Hey, thank you for watching Brother from Another. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, go ahead and do that now. Don't forget, you can catch us 3 to 4 weekdays on PeacockTV.com and on Sirius XM Channel 85.